This is Future Speak. Arvi's got some great lesson for you on cycle analysis.
Shift over to the Aussie dollar, US dollar. And what we're seeing here is what we have been watching for closely. And that is a minor weekly low that is very likely now in place in the Aussie dollar, US dollar. Let's first shift over to what's going on the longer cycle. Keep in mind, these are all manually drawn on all of our charts. They're just a way for us to visualize the money flows. Okay, so what this is saying is that there is a dominant money flow, which is then broken up into these minor thirds. And we have drawn in these minor third cycles really very clearly for you, and you can see they have been clear for years. Right here, we were looking for a minor third weekly low to form. That's this sell-off, and now this rally. Now, the dominant energies in the Aussie dollar, US dollar are pushing down. Why are we saying that? That is due to the fact that we have lost this key dominant cycle low right here, if I get my cursor back, at 64.57. So that says that the dominant energy is pushing to the downside. And we have the minor energies pushing to the upside. So when that happens, the highest odds are that this would form a bear flag and then turn back to the downside again. What are our levels here on the upside? We have a zone from 65.70 to 66.32. Around that zone is where we'll be looking for this to rally up into. And then as we have drawn in, make a new low into that next minor low, which is due around the end of October time period. So that's the overall look here in the Aussie dollar, US dollar on the intermediate term time frame. Keep in mind, our dominant low is not due until likely the early part of 2024. So what that says is overall we would look for still lower highs and lower lows going out into that time period. If we go ahead now and shift over to the daily chart, now we have a nesting period where we have had multiple cycles here that are due to bottom. You can see this dominant cycle was due to form a low around the middle part of August, as well as this minor cycle. And you can see the action going into it. Rallies were failing on the upside here in the Aussie dollar, US dollar. That's a strong sign that you're inside of a period of risk. And then you can see off of the low, we put in a slightly higher low, and then are now starting to build a small base here in the Aussie dollar, US dollar. So what are we looking for on the upside? We are looking for a rally into this zone from 65.63 to 66.25 in the short term here in the AUD USD, and then we'll be watching to see if it fails or not from that zone. So this is what we do in Future Speak is we walk through our weekly and daily cycle analysis on 27 futures and Forex markets. We also share with you any possible trade ideas that we see setting up, and we do see one still here in the Aussie dollar, US dollar. We are short-term long biased versus this low right there at 63.64. Watch for small pullbacks and then moves into that zone that I just mentioned on the upside, beginning right around that 65.60-ish area here in the Aussie dollar, US dollar.